So in today's web dev tip, we're actually going to make our off-screen navigation interactive. And what I mean by that is we've added in a hamburger icon with an off-screen menu, but clicking it in the mobile view doesn't actually do anything. And we want to actually trigger the menu to slide in from the right. So this is dead simple. And as you might have seen yesterday, all we really need to do is add the class of open to both mobile nav and to the unordered list. So all we really need to do is go over to the TypeScript code for the app and then just add an event listener into here that will trigger when the user clicks that button. But first of all, let's select the elements on the page. So the first thing we want to select is the actual button, the hamburger icon, the button that the user needs to click. So we'll say mobile nav button, for example, and that'll be the result of a query selector result, and the element has class of mobile nav. So we'll just select that. And the other thing that we need is the actual menu itself. So we'll say mobile menu element is equal to document.querySelector, and it's going to be the header element, and inside of there is the unordered list. So we'll just directly select it like that. If we did have a class applied to it, it would make it life a bit easier here as well and make it a bit more specific. But our markup is working at the moment, so we'll just leave it as it is. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to create an event listener for this mobile nav button here. So when the user clicks it, they will actually toggle the classes on both of the two elements that we've got. So let's just open up an event listener here. So all we need to do here is for the mobile nav button. So don't forget, we want to add a class to that of open as well, so that it slides it over to the left-hand side. So we'll say on the class list for that element, we're going to toggle the class of open, and then the same thing again, but this time for the mobile menu element. So this is the unordered list that we want to slide in from the right hand side. So we'll say class list dot toggle open, and that's pretty much all we need to do really. We're just going to toggle those two classes when the user clicks the button that has the hamburger icon inside. So let's go over and try that out. So if we click on the button, the menu slides out. If we click on it again, it slides back in. As simple as that. And because we've got the transitions in there as well, we get the quite nice slide in and out effect. And that menu will stay open and persist all the way down the page for us as well, as we saw yesterday, because it's got a fixed position attribute on it. So it's not the most glamorous of menus, but hopefully it will do the job for our app. And it just adds a little layer on top of that mobile responsiveness. So if the user does need to find out more information about the app and they're doing it on their mobile device, then they've got the ability to do so now. That was pretty simple. We just selected those elements and toggled the open class on them. And you can use this technique to bring content in from one part of the page, or just show and hide the information if you need to. And you don't need to rely on lots of complex JavaScript to do the animations and so forth. You're literally just transitioning between two states of opened and closed. But that's it for this tutorial. Make sure you stay tuned for more web dev tips.